to another episode of Resilience+Rise, the podcast. Here I'm on a mission to unlock the mindset needed to conquer life's challenges, or I would put it as marathons. My name is Thomas Scaria, and this podcast is inspired by my upcoming book, Resilience+Rise 26.2 Transformative Miles to Unleash Your Marathon of Life, set to release in early 2025. The podcast would be roughly around 25 to 26 minutes because that's the base on the miles of the marathon, which is 26 minutes. This journey is designed to bring you powerful insights and stories of resilience. We will dive into the experience of people who have faced adversity head on and emerged with a renewed sense of purpose, strength, and hope. So, if you're ready to build an unbreakable mindset and uncover what it truly means in the face of challenges, then you're in the right place. Let's dive in and discover what's possible when we choose resilience. Today, I have the honor of having the guest of Oskar Skiöld. He's a professional ice hockey player. Yes, you heard it right, a professional ice hockey player. Oskar grew up in the suburbs of Stockholm in a hockey family. His dad played minor professional hockey in his hometown, and Oskar followed his footsteps. In today's episode, we follow the twists and the turns. What made Oskar who he is as he walked through the different areas of hockey, the passion. And currently, he's playing for the minor pro in Sweden. Correct me if I'm wrong, Oskar, but I will continue with it. Now, he also spent his past two seasons with Jersey Hitmen, and he was the first Swede, get this, to ever represent Lithuanian capital team. Vilnius, sorry if I'm not getting it right, hockey punks. He has got a background and having the championship with the New Jersey Hitman in the first year abroad. So, without wasting much of time, let's get into Oskar. Oskar, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Thomas. I appreciate that. Thank you for having me.
Okay, as I mentioned, this is all about resilience. And the conversation we had before is that this is a dream for many of Canadians I know who youngsters who want to get into the field of hockey and they work hard. You came from a hockey background, but I know that you had your own struggles. So, if you take some time in saying what your background was and how you reached at this point of space, because you have been playing internationally also. Last month, I believe you had gone to Turkey for a tournament, right?
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So if you could tell or give enlightenment to the people or to the listeners who want their children to get into hockeys, some nuggets, some of the struggles that you overcame to be the Oscar, please.
Yeah, for sure. I'll do that. Thank you, Thomas. Yeah, so I'm gonna start with my habits from back in Sweden, where I worked really hard to get to where I am today, and always putting in the extra hours of work to get an edge on the opponent and get a little bit better every day that goes by. And yeah, I think that's pretty much what made me into who I am today. To always be that guy who does a little bit extra to get ahead and to get better every day. And yeah, that's what I was planning on telling you, and that's what I
Please,
want to the podcasters to know as well. That if you do that, it's gonna help you a lot in the long run.
please go ahead because my ideology is these are ordinary men or women, but they have added that extra to become extraordinary.
Right.
So when you, even you say extra time you put in, Extra time is not 5 minutes or 10 minutes. So if you could just allow the audience to know when you were growing up, extra means what time you would get up in the morning, until what time would you be playing, what was your focus, how was your social life, and what all you had to sacrifice to reach where you are.
So a regular day in my life back in Sweden when I grew up would be go to school in the morning and then go to practice after school and come back home and have a nice dinner and go to bed. So I think what's most important is to stay patient along the way and to really appreciate what you're doing in the moments that you love to be in. So for me, it was playing ice hockey, and I think that without hockey, I wouldn't be where I am today. So I'm really grateful for the sport in itself and for myself too, in the way that I put in the extra effort to get to where I am today.
So there are many questions that comes up. You say, okay, you go to school, have your lunch, or it is go and play hockey, then you come back for dinner and day is over. I would say a lot of people try or work to do that. What makes you different? You mentioned, yes, you had mentioned in one of the conversation, the passion. You love what you are doing. So for people who are looking into whether it's hockey or something that they are pursuing, what would you say that?
So I think if you have this extra time in your day, definitely spend it on what you love the most, and you can take it from there. So always make room for yourself in the way that you keep your dreams alive, and yeah, just never give up, really. So if you have an extra hour or two, make sure that you spend it on shooting pucks or whatever it can be, whatever area you're in, and yeah, take it from there. You will only get better day by day.
Okay, but let's say that we are shooting pucks, we are passionate about what we are doing, and you came from a hockey background.
Yeah.
Was it easy to reach where you are?
No.
Okay, tell us some stories.
Okay, so I think when I went to college and played for a University of Wisconsin, it was definitely a tough year. I couldn't get any ice time in the whole season,
Hmm.
so that was a really test of character for me, and it ended up with me going back home to Sweden. And yeah, I think that was a time that really tested me as a person and player. And yeah, it was never easy. So I had to find ways that worked for me to keep my confidence and the style of play to keep on playing and do what I love.
So when you were in the university, you did not really have time to play, and then you went back to Sweden. So it was a good amount of time and period where you were not playing, but you've kept your focus.
Yeah, I kept training and preparing.
Okay, so preparation was the key of everything.
Pretty much, yeah, you can say so.
Okay, so then what happened? How did the world discover Oscar?
I have to say that I think it's coming from me discovering myself. So as I went by my junior years and even college, I think I started to grow personally um, from a wider perspective, and I appreciated the way that I came out of a small town back home and started to see the world in a different angle.
Hmm.
And somehow through that, I was exposed to the world, and the world was exposed to me. And
Okay.
and yeah, that's how Oskar Skiöld was born, pretty much.
Okay, but here again, as I mentioned about, it's about the marathon of life, the mindset.
Yeah,
The mentioned about you discovered your own self. Of course, there would have been a lot of people around you. Okay, you have not played, you have been training, but what made you push the boundaries? What made you say that this is what I want, this is my passion, and I will show the world what I am capable of? So, what went through your mind? What were the, in my words, the demons that you had to fight? The people you had to fight saying that, choose something else.
so when I finished high school back home, I had 3 decent years, both in hockey and school. And
Okay.
after that, I didn't really know what to do with my life, and
Mm-hmm.
that's was what when I decided to just make the biggest challenge there was, pretty much, and go my own way. And
Mm-hmm.
after that, I moved abroad to the US. And as you mentioned, I won the championship with the New Jersey Hitmen in my first year abroad. And I committed to University of Wisconsin in my second year. So I think it was during that time that I really decided to just go with the flow and try to get as far as possible with myself and with my life. And for me, that was a huge accomplishment from where I was before. So
Okay.
that's how it all started, pretty much. And then ever since, I've been just trying to keep going with that flow.
Okay. And so when you were doing it, it still sounds good, but I could also know that there were failures along the way.
There was failures, yeah, and
How
there are
did you
still
face it?
failures.
Okay. What is your motto? What is your mindset? What is your attitude about, okay, failure comes in? Because this is where you have invested your life to be in. What do you do?
I see failure as a learning process. So you never really fail until you stop learning. And for me, learning has been a huge part as I
Okay.
continued with school as well, with my hockey. So yeah, I think as long as I never give up and keep learning, I haven't really failed yet. But there's
Okay.
gonna be more failures along the way that get me to where I want to be and where I can succeed the most,
Mm-hmm.
uh, as I learn from the failures.
Okay. Were there any instances that which that you came across, whether it is failures or successes, that is a part of you, how you think about everything going ahead?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when I moved back home after college, I was only there for a year. I
Mm-hmm.
was planning on being there for 4 years. So
No.
that was a little bit confusing for sure. And that was both a success and a failure at the same time. So, yeah, I mean, there's been many ups and downs, and I have many examples more that I can give. So,
Please.
one of them was when my sister was ill and had cancer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Luckily, she was okay and got better. So nothing really happened, but that was also a scary moment when I didn't know anything what's going to happen next. So yeah, there's been a bumpy ride for sure, and I think the resilience to stay somewhere in the middle of everything has made the circle complete, and things have started to go my way again after a couple of years where they necessarily weren't. So for me, it's been a lot about never giving up and staying balanced with the ebbs and flows of life.
Beautiful. In fact, first and foremost, I'm sorry about to hear the challenges in your family. So actually, I was my next question was uh, going to is that how do you keep that balance of the ebbs and flows? So is there a secret mantra, or is it there is a secret code? Is it there? How does you keep that particular balance? Because having the illness of cancer in the family would be stressful. You working or creating a niche for yourself in the hockey uh, world is also another it has got its own challenges. So how did you manage to keep these particular elements together?
At first, I just put my nose to the grindstone and worked really hard. I realized pretty quick that in times like this, you have to work extra hard and put in extra amount of time and hours to to get past the struggle and the diversity. So I think for me, it was a good lesson too to have that short period of time where I had to work really hard to
Okay,
get to the next phase, and from there, kind of, you know, surfing along with the success that came from working extra hard, and then move forward.
okay. So it was all about hard work and keeping your nose to the grind and just seeing that you are passionate about what you're doing.
Yeah, pretty much, and convincing yourself to stay on track with yourself and never give up.
Okay. So you had such a varied lifestyle being in US, being in Sweden. Um, what was the importance? Of course, from what I read about your biography, your dad was also a coach training
Yeah,
people for hockey. So I believe he would have been your first coach or your first mentor.
yeah, that's correct.
And can you give me some of the mentors that has come to your life and made you become more strong or more resilient?
My mother's brother has been a huge part of my life and career as well, because he has been there for me all along and helped me with training and nutrition and hockey as well. Um, so he's been a great mentor for me,
Hmm.
and thanks to him, I've been able to continue pursuing ice hockey on a higher level
Okay.
despite these challenges that I have faced.
Okay.
And obviously, my dad has been a huge part of that, being
Hmm.
my first coach and all as
Okay.
well. So yeah, I gotta thank them both for being there for me, and obviously the rest of the family, with my mom and sister that always supports me too. Uh,
Okay.
so yeah, I mean, I have a lot of good people in my corner, and thanks to them, I've always been kind of uh, um what can I say, determined to succeed. And the best feeling in the world is succeeding with other people. So together we can go far.
Beautiful. So here, Oscar, another question which comes up is that you're currently a professional ice hockey player,
Right.
and for whom are you playing? Or let's put it this way: what's your dreams? Uh, would there be a chance that you would be coming to Canada to play for us, or would you be still playing for Sweden, or would you be playing for US? What exactly? If it is confidential, it's okay not to be talking about it, but then you would have your own dreams and aspiration because the word that you have been always using is determination. So there's a goal that you're looking towards. What
Yes.
would that be?
I think my goal right now is to find a place where I can get a really good uh, feel for myself and work my way back to the best that I can be. And
Hmm.
if that is in Sweden, Canada, or US, doesn't really matter, as long
Okay.
as I get to do what I love to do, and yeah, I can carry on with my daily habits and fruitful life in the future.
Okay. So, Oscar, we are just coming towards the end of our talk, but I would like you to take some more time to the people who are watching this podcast, or people who would like to make their children to watch the podcast, or maybe the young kids, because today's world, everybody can have a look onto it. Is there some advice? Is there some suggestion? Is there a way that you believe people can succeed in life? What would those particular parameters be from your own experience?
I think I would say don't stop believing, always believe in yourself, and go for your dreams. There's not that much time that we get to spend on this earth, so if you have uh, if you have an special passion or whatever dream you might have or something that you're really good at, keep doing it, and mind one day you might find yourself making a lot of money doing it. So um, just never give up on yourself or what you're willing to do, and uh, and always believe in yourself.
Beautiful. And what happens if they face failures, which will be a part of life?
Yeah. Well, the worst thing that it can happen is that you don't fail, I think. So
Hmm,
it's better if you fail along the way, because all those failures add up to something valuable that you can make something out of later. So it's like a platform that you get to um, work with and keep for your life. And the more you work on it and the more you fail, the more you can succeed in the long run.
beautiful. So failure is a part of your success,
I think
stepping
so.
stones.
Yeah, it has to
Okay.
be.
Okay, fair enough. Fantastic. Anyway, just being mindful of the time, I would like to close our session over here. But if there's anything else that you would like to just add on before we can wrap up, are you okay?
I'm okay. I'm thankful for getting on the show, and nice to meet you again, Thomas.
Thank you so very much.